Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth for a quick second and talk about some people. All right, let's get into this, okay? Because I just got a little bit of, I just got something for Blac Chyna. All right, so basically, long story short, Blac Chyna, we already know that Blac Chyna has been suing the Kardashians, right? They say that Blac Chyna is seeking $300 million in lawsuit against the Kardashian and Jenners. She believes she's owed $300 million in damages from the Kardashian Jenner family. This is according to Radar Online, okay? She's seeking $44 million in loss of earnings and another $64 million in loss of future earnings. Chyna is also seeking $100 million from Kim in punitive damages. Chyna also wants $19 million in punitive damages from Kris Jenner and $94 million in punitive damages from Kim and Kylie and $5 million from Khloe. As Radar previously reported, the family is currently trying to block any testimony about their wealth from being used in a trial. So basically, she's upset because she feels as though, they canceled her show. She had a show with Rob, and the show got canceled for a second season. Now, part of me feels like Chyna might have a case. I don't know. I'm not no lawyer. I don't really keep up with what's going on with them like that. But I feel like Chyna got some type of case probably. Now, I don't know if she's going to win $300 million, but I think Mama might get something. Let's read some more of this. Chyna is suing the Kardashian Jenner family, accusing them of spreading lies that she abused her ex-fiance Rob. She claims the alleged falsehoods were told to E! executives who ended up canceling her reality show Rob and Chyna. Or could it be because you and Rob broke up? How you gonna have a show called Rob and Chyna if Rob not part of the show? Anyways, in court docs, Chyna argues the show being canceled not only caused her to lose out on nearly $1 million season pay check, but also a ton of other lucrative deals. Chyna is also taking on her ex Rob for posting explicit photos of her online to her 9 million followers without her consent. Ooh, I remember that. Remember they called it PORN revenge, remember? The trial, which is set to start later this month, will be split into two parts. The first will be Chyna taking on Rob, and the second will be her fighting the rest of the family. In a new motion filed by Kim, along with her mom and sisters, they argue Chyna should not be allowed to seek economic damages at all. They say Chyna is seeking over $100 million in economic damages alone. The family says Chyna is also seeking upwards of another $200 million in general and punitive damages. They call the $100 million sought absurd. Their motion states not only because the astronomical figure is based on allegations regarding the two text messages and private emails, but more fundamentally because it is entirely unsupported by the documentary evidence concerning Chyna's income. Girl, this is what it come down to, Chyna. Let me say something to Chyna. Chyna, you had one job. One job and one job only. That was to marry Rob. And you really had Rob wrapped around that fingernail of yours. You really did. And you messed it all up. See, Chyna is a type of girl who still got that 1990 hood rat ghetto gutter snipe mentality that, girl, if I have kids by a man, then I'm good. You can say what you want to say about the Kardashians and the Jenner, but mama's got a lot of power. Okay? You were online, Chyna, with another man, kissing him all in his mouth, right? Some man who probably can't do nothing for you. You had that man all up in Rob's robe. Remember that Versace robe? Which is nasty, okay? And now you upset. You upset because they got your show canceled, allegedly. What you thought was gonna happen? Angela, what did you think was gonna happen, girl? Like in real life, what did you think was going to happen? You thought you were going to come into this family who already didn't want you to be a part of their family, okay? And then you were going to mess over their brother, okay? Then be all online kissing some other who ain't got no money all in his throat. Like, when I tell you I was so disgusted and disappointed in Chyna. Chyna had Rob Kardashian wrapped around her finger, like right where she wanted him, right where she needed him to be. If Chyna told Rob, let's go to the courthouse today and get married, baby, Rob would have been going to get her shoes to put them on her feet. Let's go, baby. She started smelling herself, okay? She started smelling herself. She started smelling herself. It shouldn't have been not one person allowed to say nothing bad about Rob Kardashian when Chyna was around. Anybody who had something bad to say about Rob, honey, she should have been off with their head. You're not talking about my man. Okay? And now you want to be in court suing. Now, like I said, legally, I don't know. Chyna might have something she could probably win, or I don't know if she's going to get no $300 million. But I just think on just some real life, like, girl, you messed it up. Messed it up. Messed it up. Sick of her. When I said I was so disgusted in China, I said, ooh, no, this bitch did not just, girl, I know this bitch did not just fuck up the money. Girl, we trying to get to the money. Girl, you was right there by the money and you dropped it. Girl, I tell you, these hoes don't know shit. Baby, when I tell you, you couldn't have said shit about Rob if I was Chyna. Come around me talking about Rob if you want to. I don't even want quarters. It's kept. Everybody know Chyna didn't want Rob. Chyna was just doing that to get back at those Kardashians, to get back at Kylie. Because of what they did, which it was real trifling. Was really trifling on Tiger. What's his name? Tigger. His part. Because when he messing with Kylie when she was a child, talking about the jailhouse. But we all know that Chyna didn't want no Rob, but that's not the point. The point is, girl, regardless if you wanted him or not, girl, you was right there by the money. Girl, you was right there by the money, where the money reside, Girl, you was right there where the money reside. And you messed it up. Because you wanted to be online kissing some nigga who ain't got no who ain't got no money, no power, no influence. Now, a lot of people can argue that Rob ain't got none either, but that's all right, baby, because his sisters and his mama sure got it, which means he got it. Okay? I'm so disappointed in Chyna. Now she want to be online, hollering, trying to sue people. You wouldn't have to do all this if you would have played your cards right. Dumbass heifer. Girl, I can't stand people who dumb. Speaking of somebody who get on my nerve, Scott Disick says Kourtney Kardashian's romance with Travis Barker is the reason they aren't best friends anymore. I can finally move on. It's one of the most difficult things in my life. Scott, you was out of here smashing teenagers the other day. You been moved on, sir. Rob was in a relationship with Lionel Richie's daughter. Wasn't she 19, something like that, 18 when they met? Then he got involved with Lisa Rinna's daughter. Wasn't she a teenager? And Rob, I think, is around my age, pushing 40. Okay? I think that's trifling. I think that is absolutely disgusting. I really do. Anyways, cue the tiny violin. Neighbors. Scott Disick says he lost his best friend he had in his baby mama, Kourtney Kardashian. Girl, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. And is blaming it on her new romance with Travis Barker. According to People magazine, Scott is still trying to figure out his place with the Kardashian family. During the premiere opener of The Kardashians, he stated, now that Kourtney's got her life with Travis, as hard as it is, it does give me a place to finally be able to move on, he said while talking to Khloe Kardashian. Now, I'm not sure if his memory is foggy, but Scott seemed to have moved on long before Travis came into the picture. Girl, there we go! This is my first time reading this. I'm sure you'll remember his little girlfriends. In addition to those feelings, Scott has also revealed that he often feels left out by the family. Feeling left out and not being told anything is super hurtful, especially when I don't have another family to go to. Girl. Can I say something? Scott, this is the thing. We all niggas, right? And we all done did some trifling shit. At least I know I have. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just like, girl, stop. Like, y'all, at some point, it's kind of like, just stop playing the game. Scott, now all of a sudden, yeah, I understand that his mother and father passed away. But at some point, it's like, Scott, you could have had your family together. You wouldn't have to worry about this if you would have did right by Courtney. That's it. That's it. All this, girl. Girl, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear this shit. It's a huge adjustment losing Courtney romantically, but now it's becoming a huge adjustment losing her as a best friend. Now we're really just more co-parenters. I say it's probably one of the more difficult things in my life. Scott, shut your ass up. Girl, I don't want to hear that shit. Anyways, let's move on. Because he done got on my nerve and made me mad that fast. What do we talk about? Oh, Yaya. Yaya Mayweather pleads guilty to stabbing one of NBA YoungBoy's alleged baby mamas, avoids jail time. So this is according to Neighborhood Talk. Looks like Yaya got a get out of jail free card. She has pleaded guilty to stabbing one of NBA YoungBoy's baby mothers back in 2020, but will most likely avoid jail time. According to court documents, she pleaded guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after stabbing LaPatra Jacobs twice with a knife at YoungBoy's Houston home. Even though the charge carries up to 20 years in prison, Yaya might receive a 6-year probation since she's a first-time offender. We resolved the case between Iyana and the state. Kevin Schaefer said in a statement to XXL, the agreement calls for Iyana being a deferred adjudication for a period of 6 years, after which she will have no felony conviction and the case will be dismissed. She is eligible to have the deferred adjudication end after 2 years pending her good behavior. Although we believe that Iyana was defending herself after being attacked, we thought this was the safest resolution for her. This is especially true since her boyfriend and his bodyguards refused to testify, probably due to their own legal problems. Yeah, girl, your man said you on your own, bitch. Okay, your man said you on your own. I got my own shit to worry about. Girl, let me tell you something. Yeah, baby, she didn't stand a chance. Girl, from what I understand, her mama too busy walking around her, girl, trying to be a hot girl. Okay, her daddy too busy around her, girl. Girl, just a hot mess. Girl, he too busy worried about bitches and hoes. Right? And now your daughter around her having a baby by a man who got how many babies already and baby mamas? And girl could have potentially went to jail. Now I read on its own site, one of these lawyers said the reason why she really avoided jail time is one, because girl, Floyd got a little bit of money. And also when she, I guess, entered her plea, she didn't say that she stabbed someone. She said she cut someone, which is different than saying I stabbed someone. So based off, I guess, the wordplay, and then on top of that, girl, when you factor in Floyd's money, that's why she just got off with a little slap on the wrist. And she's a first-time offender. That's why she got off with a little slap on the wrist. Girl, Floyd, girl, hot girl Summer and Floyd, girl, come get y'all child. Anyways, with her slow looking self. Girl, y'all know she's slow looking. Y'all think every time I see Yaya, she be looking like she's like her shoulders be. Girl, she look just like her daddy. Anyways, Wendy Williams is reportedly planning a career comeback. You will see a lot more of her. Y'all look just like that. We could be seeing a lot more of Wendy Williams soon. Wendy Williams, 57, has stayed out of the spotlight for months while battling with her health. But according to a report, she's made great improvements and is looking forward to a big comeback on TV. She was reportedly heard detailing her plans to TV personality Baruch Shimto. I don't know these people. You not be destroying these people's names while they were dining out in New York City on April the 13th, a source says. Girl, I just feel like people be making shit up. Like, you mean to tell me Wendy Williams was at a table and somebody was sitting right beside them and somebody heard them talk? Girl, it sounds like a movie. Like, you know how you go out and then you hear somebody and they're having an important conversation and they're just sitting there listening? Okay, girl. She's ready to get back to work. When you hear her talk, anyone who's known her for years knows they're getting a Wendy who's ready to work. She's really in good form. The source also said that Williams will be in New York for the foreseeable future after spending the last few months in Miami while dealing with health issues, which includes Graves' disease. She's planting her roots back in New York, and you'll see a lot more of her. I can't wait. Y'all know I love me some Wendy. Even though I stopped kind of watching Wendy like that for like the last few years, I was still tuned in when I saw something like popping off on the internet. But, you know, Wendy is my girl. Wendy will always forever be my girl. That's really low-key my mentor. She don't know it, but she kind of is. Her and Charlamagne ignorant ass. You know I cannot stand Charlamagne. I got a love-hate relationship with Charlamagne. I think Charlamagne would be a great mentor for me. Low-key, quiet as it's kept. But Wendy and Charlamagne, they're my people. They're my people. Anyways, we can come back and talk about Gary Coleman and Molly Shannon in another video. And Ed Buck Honey, girl. He finally got his ass arrested. He's going to prison. We'll talk about that later too. Bye, y'all.